Welcome to Pardon the Intermission, a podcast that takes a look at movies, TV, and all things entertainment from the past, the present, and the future. Remember to subscribe and like the podcast and give a review. This helps out the podcast and is greatly appreciated. Now on to the show.
Yes, hey everyone, welcome to Pardon the Intermission. I'm Eric.
And I'm Jason.
And we thank you guys for joining us once again. Always check out our social media. We are on X at PTI_podcast.
And you'll find us on the artist formerly known as Facebook, which is Meta at Pardon the Intermission.
And also we are on YouTube and Rumble. Under Pardon the Intermission.
Yep.
Just type it in there, subscribe, and if you do like the videos, please like them for us. It helps us out here.
Absolutely.
Hey, we've got another exciting show for you.
We do.
Here's the deal. We watched the latest trailer, maybe it's the first one, of Snow White. And then we also watched, there was a leaked video of the song Whistle While You Work.
Yeah.
With this Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, plays the evil princess. And we've talked about, there's been a lot of controversy about this.
Yeah.
What did you think about the trailer that because apparently they're done with these reshoots and everything now. They've had to go back and reshoot and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
What did you think about the trailer, the first trailer that they put out, this one?
Well, you know, Eric, it doesn't really get me excited to see the live version of Snow White in the theater. If that's what it was supposed to do, was derive excitement. It hasn't done that for me yet. And, you know, I love the animated film. The animated is a classic. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Is that you ringing or is that me?
I think that's both of us, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the problem is that we're sorry, folks, but a little side trek here. We're doing the show, and I use a Mac. Yeah. So I have a little Mac, and the problem is that it hooks up to my phone, and then when I get messages, unfortunately, it dings. So that's me. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So, yeah, I mean, when I saw the teaser, there were a couple of things that I liked, a few more things I didn't like. I'm not really sure if I'm digging Rachel Zegler as Snow White in that role.
Let me ask you this. Do you think is her beauty surpass Gal Gadot's?
No way.
No way, right?
No way. Gal Gadot was a knockout.
Why? How in the world? So first off, it's miscasting because there's no way that I think Gal Gadot would be, in a real world, would be jealous of Rachel Zegler. There's no way.
Right.
Of her beauty.
No, I don't think so either. In fact, in some respects, I think Gal Gadot should have been cast as Snow White.
That would have been an interesting...
And then they should have cast someone else as the wicked stepmother.
An older,
But, yeah, so they were just... I just didn't get too excited about it. And maybe it's just me, but I don't know. And the way... When I saw how they did the characterization of the dwarves, the way they made them, you can tell they're digitally made characters, but it was just like...
Thanks, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what that's about, right? Because
no.
remember originally
he made the big stink.
He
about
made a big
dwarfism.
stink about dwarfism. So basically,
that's right.
and then all the other actors that could have played those roles got so pissed at him. Like, thanks for pulling up the ladder behind you, dude. And we can't now have any roles because you made a scene about it. But you can, he can be in all these movies, but he doesn't want anybody else to be in them, He
obviously doesn't have a problem with the seven dwarfs in the animated film. He never made a big stink about the dwarfs in the animated film.
Well, I don't know if he does or not, but it shouldn't matter. I mean, because, he can have the problem all he wants, but, he basically screwed 7 people out of a job.
Very true.
Right there.
But
anyway, the animated, did you like them or not? Do you think they look weird or what?
They look to me like garden gnomes.
They did, huh?
They look like garden gnomes.
That's a good description.
They didn't look like dwarfs. In the animated film, they definitely look like politically correct people, okay? They look like dwarfs. Fictional characters called dwarfs. For any of you getting unhinged at that terminology, they are fictional characters called dwarfs.
Don't make him mad, folks.
But in this one... They didn't look like fictional characters called dwarfs. They look like garden gnomes.
That's true. They look like garden gnomes on steroids or something. Like they were a little bit bigger than a standard garden gnome.
Yeah, they look like the entire horticulture section at Lowe's just came alive and sprouted legs and started singing and dancing.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
I got to be honest, they looked bad. They looked really bad.
They did, yeah. Just not a lot of believability there to them, I guess. But
okay, so the garden gnome dwarfs, not a fan.
Not a fan of it. Again,
what'd you think about her Lord Farquhar haircut?
The Lord Farquaad haircut? Oh, man, that's...
it looks bad, doesn't it?
It was bad, yeah. I'm probably going to have to give this teaser a 3 out of 10 in my book.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not digging it, and I'm sure this movie it's probably going to be about maybe... It'll probably break even at the box office, I guess.
I don't know, because of the reshoots.
Well, I say that because of all the controversy surrounding it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it might break even.
Yeah, I don't know about. I don't think it will, because I think of the reshoots and you have the marketing budget. This thing is probably going to be. I mean, even how much did they say this movie was? 200 and something million, and then that's not including reshoots and a marketing budget. The thing's probably going to be about 600 million by the time it gets done. You think it's going to make that back?
Probably not. It'll come well under that, I would imagine.
I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but I don't think there's any way this thing makes its money back. But okay, the digital animation looked terrible. The animals didn't look that great. Now, I will say, yes, this is a trailer, okay, but they didn't look that good. Snow White, to me, didn't look like the fairest in the land.
No, she certainly didn't.
The dwarfs were a little goofy. Gal Gadot looked pretty sexy, pretty hot.
She looked pretty good as a wicked stepmother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, if she's the wicked stepmother...
I don't know. I might take an apple from her if she gave me a poison apple.
I'd take 4 apples from her. Tell you what, I'd take 4 apples, man. I don't care. I don't care if I slipped into a coma. She can give me 4 apples any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that she would be jealous of Snow White. I don't know, man.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
And so anyway, and there's no prince. We don't see a prince yet.
You're right, we don't.
So I don't know if that's on purpose or now. In previous interviews before they did all these reshoots, I don't know if you remember, Rachel Zegler was like, made comments about how this was in the 1930s and that Snow White doesn't need a man. And
here we go.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. Here we go. Getting into sexism now. So great, Rachel. Thanks for opening up that can of worms.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be a little different, a little more, like they say, it's a little more modern, to the modern sensibilities. It's going to be a Snow White.
If Snow White didn't need a man or a prince in the 30s, then why was he in there in the first place? Well, because it's a freaking fairy tale.
And apparently she doesn't need to do any housework either, because we watched a little bit of a leaked.
Yes, we did.
From D23, somebody had some leaked footage. Of the whole song, I guess, "Whistle While You Work."
Yeah.
And the strange thing about that is that in the original, of course, Snow White is cleaning up the place for the dwarfs when they're out working in the mines.
Yeah.
And the animals are helping her. In this one, Snow White is walking around giving the dwarfs job, telling them to clean up, and she's sitting around dancing and singing. So you're right. This is it's for a modern audience. It's modern sensibilities. I don't know. I didn't like that at all.
No, I didn't either. And
it almost makes Snow White look like a spoiled brat.
In essence, yes.
And you're thinking to the evil Queen, why didn't you make that apple stronger? Right?
You know what I mean? Why didn't you make it apple cider, huh?
Yeah, make us some kind of real kind of
applesauce,
real kind of poison, anything.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Give it to her any way that you can, but make it a little bit stronger there than what you did.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the point there about Peter Dinklage, because I mean, this project has had a lot of political controversy swirling around it, from the issues of dwarfism, accused there by Peter Dinklage, to there were other...
remember when they had that photo come out and it was the 7 happy hippies or homeless hippies or whatever? Yes, it was like all these people of diversity.
It was a social media meme or something like that. Yeah,
no, I think but it was a real photo of the actual back then. So I think
I remember that.
They got rid of those guys.
That's right.
They got rid of those guys and gals and whatever. Thems and whoever else is in there.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm glad you brought up that point with Peter Dinklage, because this movie did have a lot of political controversy swirling around it. So it will be.
And it hasn't stopped. Did you hear the latest?
No. Do tell.
So recently, Rachel was saying, like she put out on her social media something about, hope you guys like the trailer. Love you all. I'm working on another movie right now. Gotta go.
Okay.
Free Palestine. So she threw that in there. And then now I guess Gal Gadot, who's actually, who is Israeli,
She's Israeli.
was in the Israeli army and all that, and so then there was like some controversy back between them. It's like, oh my gosh, can we just keep politics out of stuff?
Why why.
Yeah, so it doesn't end.
It doesn't. You're
and remember,
right.
she got scolded for all her kind of nonsense she did originally, talking about how, what we're just talking about, Cinderella doesn't need a man, blah, blah, blah. It's all, Snow White, sorry. Snow White doesn't need a man, blah, blah, blah. And then, and then she was kind of quiet for a while on social media, like, Disney told her, hey, you better cool it. And now all of a sudden she's got to heat it back up again. Somebody brought up a great point, too. Somebody brought up a great point that, she's going to be unhireable after this. I think, because first off, she really hasn't had a lot. What movie has she been in maybe that hit it out of the park? She was in the Snow movie. What was that? Was it Mockingjay? No. What was the name of that movie? I don't even know. Song of Fire and Ice or something, or one about.
No, Song of Fire and Ice is the novel series of the Game of Thrones books.
But what was the Hunger Games? Remember, she was in the prequel, the Hunger Games prequel. She played the love interest of Snow.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
about.
And
that movie didn't do too well, from what I understand, right? Okay. She was in West Side Story, and that one tanked.
No, it was okay, but it wasn't as brilliant as everybody thought it would be.
So, and I'm not saying she's not talented, but my point is that, if she becomes too much of a liability, I don't think
they're going to stick
studios are going to want to.
They're not going to want to latch onto her.
Yeah, because she's not such a high profile star, and she's not bringing in millions of dollars that she can say these kind of things.
Right, exactly.
She's kind of an up and comer, and if she's too much of a liability, they're like us. So anyway, that's just my opinion. But
it fits the facts. So you could be right.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was just a little side note. But I don't know. Going back to the trailer, I probably won't watch this in the theater.
I won't either. I'll wait for it to stream 2 weeks.
I don't even know if
I'll
watch it when it's streaming, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'll watch it when it streams 2 days after it's in the theater. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, it'll be on Disney Plus 2 days after.
It'll be in the 99-cent bargain bin
at Save Mart.
Yeah,
in the produce
at your
aisle.
Local grocery store.
Yeah, right.
Giving away the DVD.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So I feel the same way you do about it, Eric. I'm just deflated. I'm just like.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad that, and here's the thing: it's too bad that they're so creatively bankrupt that they have to keep pulling out these and just redoing these older properties, and they can't do anything fresh and new.
Yep.
That appeals to a wide audience that doesn't have all the politics and everything wrapped around it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is definitely going to be a pass for me.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway. Whoa. All right. We're getting out of here, folks.
That's our cue.
That's it for this show. Hey, as always, check out our social media. Check out our YouTube and Rumble channels, Pardon the Intermission.
And you can find us on Facebook at Pardon the Intermission.
And on X at PTI_podcast.
Yep.
And if you can, give us a thumbs up, rate the show. It always helps us out with the algorithm. Subscribe to the show.
Download.
Definitely appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. You guys take care.
Peace out, everyone. See you on the flip side, and God bless.
All right. Later.
Adios.